I was out riding my motorcycle, getting some errands done, and was looking off at different stuff and looked back and had to slam on my brakes and rear into the SUV in front of me. Winded up on my back and looked down at my leg, and my leg was crushed. They had to fly me down to Iowa City. After all the scans, they got me into surgery pretty immediately afterwards, and probably 2 or 3 days after being able to sit there in the hospital, they came up to me giving me the question of, hey, do you want to amputate or do you want to try and save your leg? Keep in mind that if I got an infection, if something wasn't growing right, they'd have to amputate anyways. When I asked about amputation, they had a prosthesis guy come up and talk to me and said I could get upwards of 90–95% of my mobility back.
So I met Austin in November, so that was briefly about a month after his amputation. And when he came in, he was non-weight bearing, he was immobilized, still dealing with some wound care issues, and that's kind of where my treatment started with him.
She ended up telling me most of her patients don't come until after they already have their prosthesis, which if I did that route, my leg wouldn't have had any strength to be able to walk in my prosthesis.
So what we did is we stretched and strengthened the surrounding joints as much as possible. So his knee was immobilized, so we worked really hard on his hip flexibility, his hip strength. Eventually down the road, he ended up into his prosthetic leg. So then our plan of care kind of shifted to more like, can you put it on and off by it yourself? Now let's learn how to stand on it, weight shift, balance, trust it.
I think the biggest hurdle is just getting used to trying to put weight into my leg and trusting that it'll hold me up.
Typically when we evaluate a patient, they are under our wings for the duration of their care. We just think that's really important because then you can follow through with how they're performing, as well as just consistency of care that they're given while they're here. The amputee support group was something I developed to connect individuals who are dealing with limb loss and helping them feel like they're not alone in the world.
Other people have different experiences, different points of view, and they can definitely enlighten me on like, hey, if I'm having this kind of pain, what do you do to cure it? And we all just share our experiences and everything with each other.
We often talk about physical challenges they may have, fears they may have, solutions to those problems, and more importantly, we talk about those successes that they've had along their journey.
I mean, I have difficulty crouching or kneeling, but other than that, I'm back to work, being a truck driver, climbing in and out of the truck, back on riding my motorcycle again. I'll just ride on that just to ride. I don't even need a place to go.
Austin is very a cool, calm, and collected type of guy. He's very hardworking, he's very fun, he's humorous, and he's just going to be one that's going to fight through every challenge that he's faced.
Thank you for all of the help and support and pushing me to do better.